Hola, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Delaney Fana, and this is Fana Talks, where I center our conversations on the emotional and psychological dimensions of our everyday lives. So, welcome to part two. Ain't nothing really changed. I'm still in the same place. But I want to talk about an experience that I had um, that reminded me of my inner child and just this whole transition into my identity shift. Um so I don't know if people know about this place called Que Lo Que. But if you are Hispanic and you just go out dancing, it's more so like a life típico. So you dance bachata, you dance merengue, you dance salsa, all the luxuries of life of just being Dominican. And it was so much fun. I'm getting chills just talking about it. Cause that also was a huge portal. It was a huge portal in um just like me feeling back into myself, right? And so as a child, I would always go out dancing with my dad, sometimes with my mom, but mainly with my father. My father was the one to teach me how to dance, and my favorite form of dancing is dancing bachata. Now, dancing bachata and learning it from a masculine is very different because he taught me footwork. Like he taught me how to move and groove. He taught me how to swindle a little bit. But then I would see my mom dance, and seeing my mom dance, she danced more so from the hip and from her shoulders and with just so much grace like water. And so learning from the both of them just created a beautiful balance of the masculine and the feminine in me. And I would always get super excited in going out to dance because I get to learn like other people's style in dancing. I get to dance with them and, just get to a little peek into their own life while still remaining the graceful Delaney. So I went to this típico and I was wearing my hijab at the time. And I remember like wearing the hijab, it definitely does give you superpowers. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Um, it requires a certain um like respect. It just, it's very powerful. And I remember going into Que Lo Que and I was wearing the hijab, I was wearing all black, and everyone was kind of just they were looking, they were staring, but just in a different way. They were just a little confused. Once again, the confusion. Yes, yes, I confuse for a living. It's okay. And I remember I'm still myself. Like regardless hijab or no hijab, like I'm still going to be myself. I'm still going to show my personality. Like I don't believe in dimming down your light or dimming down your personality for nobody, for no reason, for no way of being. Like that's just my opinion. Especially when I'm out dancing. When I'm out dancing, I want to dance. I just want to, just be free and release. So I remember I went onto the dance floor. I was busting it. I was like, I was getting down and dirty. Like I just was. So imagine a Muslim woman with a hijab just dancing. Like you don't usually see that. But it's interesting that you don't usually see that. That's why I start to question things like that. Like why can I wear the hijab and dance? Why can I? Like I understand like there's a certain level of modesty and there's a certain, way that you uphold yourself as a Muslim woman. I get that. 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 Pero this time, like I was modest, but I was just having my fun, like I feel like Allah wants me to have fun. And I was divinely guided to this Que Lo Que. So it's no way. I was just not gonna not take the opportunity. Um, so I then started dancing, and then I remember dancing with this one person, and he was very tempted. No, not tempted. He was hesitant. He was hesitant to come to me and to dance with me. And I remember I was like, "Vamos." Like, what? I'm dancing too. And like that's what I came here to do, right? And then as we're starting to dance or whatever, I got asked a question. He was like, "Oh, like you what are you?" And I was like, "Yo soy dominicana. I'm Dominican." And he was like, "Oh, okay, okay." Tiri, tiri, ti, 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 when we dancing. And then he was like, "Oh, but like why do you look like a nun?" I was like, "I'm Muslim." And I'm like, "Okay, fine, whatever. That's their perspective, didn't take it personal." And then we started dancing, and then I finished dancing, and then as I'm walking through the crowd, I start hearing murmurs. I start hearing like, "Oh my God, like is that a Muslim? In que lo que? Like is that a Muslim dancing?" And I was like, "Sí, claro. Claro que sí, ¿qué? What's the problem?" And especially when I speak Spanish, I used to confuse the out of people because it's like people don't expect it. And it's just so interesting how like how your physical just determines a lot, man. It's really crazy. Um so the dancing, right? The dancing happened, and then I danced with this other person, and they were like, "Oh, you a different type of Muslim." And and then there was that thought. There was that thought of like, am I like why like should I be here? Since I'm Muslim, like should I be here? But then I started dancing and I'm like, hell yeah, I should be here. That's not even my thought. Like, why would I not, be welcomed in this space just because I'm wearing a hijab? That's craziness. I don't believe in that. Um, so that dancing, oh man, that dancing really it really sparked something new in me. And mm, that was in like April. So I recently took off my hijab. And so that once again, that was a huge portal for me, and me getting back to my roots, me getting back to myself. And I held nothing back. Like I just was on the dance floor, and I'm like a walking, I don't want to say walking contradiction or juxtaposition, because it's like you can be both. That's the beautiful thing about it. Like you can be both. And I think especially a lot of us in the Muslim community, um, whether you're older generation, newer generation, whatever generation, um, we just have to learn a lot more self-acceptance when it comes to, just the rules and beliefs of Islam, like um the judgment. No one can judge anybody, no Muslim, except for Allah. And we need to just kind of get together and get back to accepting ourselves fully for who we are, and not allowing other people's journey or other people's decisions, to steer us out of our blip, steer us off of our path, or to think that we are, better than another Muslim, or thinking that this is the way and this is the only way. Like, no, Islam is very much spiritual and very much open and accepting. And from what I understand, my Allah, my God, is the ever most compassionate, most accepting, most loving, and most forgiving, and most merciful. So my Allah is full of love. As I finished painting, Viva el amor, aquí mismo. Long live love. Everything I speak on, everything that I spoke about today is just rooted in love, as I am. And I pray that you continue to find love and that self love within yourself and the compassion with yourself too. So, thank you so much for tapping into another episode of Fana Talks. Please leave down any comments of whatever came up for you, any reflections, anything that is new, anything that is the same, whatever it is. Just talk to your girl. So, I'll tap in with y'all in another episode.